What's up, guys? My name is Chris Ray.
And I'm Martin Fobes.
Welcome to the Motion Clubhouse Q&A. Thank you so much for joining us for the Q&A. This is our first one that we've done. Thank you for everybody that submitted questions, everybody that subscribed, been excited about the whole channel with us. We're super stoked.
We got a bunch of questions here.
A bunch of good questions.
Yeah, great questions from everybody.
A lot of good friends submitted questions.
Yeah.
A lot of personal questions. I expected a lot of camera questions.
Yeah.
We had a good even amount here.
Yeah, they're all great, and it's cool to see everybody that joined this, and we're just gonna keep it going. I think we're gonna try to do one of these a month moving forward, just to keep the channel active and keep everybody talking and engaging. And let's just get into it if you guys want.
We're excited. So, you want to start with the first question? Let's go and start with the first one.
Let me pick. Does it matter which one?
Let's start with our buddy Patrick here. Let's see here.
Okay. So Patrick Harney asks, "What's your biggest inspiration?"
Ooh, biggest inspiration. You know what? For me, I think it's my friends. I think being surrounded by other creative people that have similar interests, like you inspire me. A lot of my friends inspire me to just do better. You know what I mean? So I think other filmmakers, other friends, family, my kids inspire me to keep them alive. What about you?
Pretty much the same thing. It's like I'm inspired by my friends. There's a lot of filmmakers I look up to. I'm probably my biggest inspiration though. Might surprise you, but it's my mom.
Yeah, your mom's awesome.
My mom's amazing.
Your mom is
She's
awesome.
been through a lot and still active. She's like just crushing it.
That's awesome. Martin's mom, Miss Fobes, we love you. You're the best. You raised a good kid. Good job. All right, next question. This is from Jeff Tang, good friend of ours, Jeff Tang, DC Shoes. What is the hardest, most complex thing you guys have filmed? Now,
I think we can both agree on this.
this is gonna be surprising. I don't think we will agree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you say it first.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Okay.
I was gonna say DC Pipe Dream in Tahiti. A month-long shoot. Everybody got sick. Everybody got staph infections. This guy got ringworm.
We didn't have to tell everybody that. Ringworm doesn't sound like it does. It was a little ring on my toe that just looked like a...
He got worms. He had worms.
No, it's not worms. It's just a little thing on your toe that was a perfect circle, and it's not like it sounds.
Worms.
It's not worms. It's not. Okay.
But yeah, that's what I would think, but I know what you're gonna say.
He knows what I'm going to say. What am I going to say?
That dog commercial?
Dog commercial. No, my answer is the most complex thing to film is the easiest thing. Because usually we're so used to filming exciting stuff like the motorcycle on the wave and skateboarding and so on, that sometimes when we're assigned to an easy project, it's hard because we want to make it super exciting, right? So I would say that's the most complex thing we film is like easy projects, like whether that's like a lifestyle edit or an interview or something that just doesn't have much to it, that we have to kind of like figure out how can you throw flavor into this. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like us doing this thing outside here in a parking garage, right? We're just trying to add a little flavor to this. It's pretty much that. Those are the most complex things for me.
That's a good way to look at it. It's like, yeah, certain like lifestyle shoots and stuff. It's like you gotta.
No, I mean, it's fun. I mean, DC has challenged us with these lifestyle shoots, and dude, we've gotten really good at filming people stand around and do nothing. But it was really difficult at first. It was a difficult thing to figure out, and it was a challenge.
Like for me, I kept on shooting things in like 48 and just getting these nice beautiful shots, but then you get back and you make an edit and you're like, this is the most boring, slow thing ever. And then I started shooting things a lot looser, a lot more camera movements, 24 frames a second. You just put more energy into it, and that's how I personally was able to make those kind of lifestyle edits a little more exciting. And that was something I wasn't used to in the past.
For sure. I mean, I think that's the thing, is that wasn't our background. And like I said, I feel like we did get good at it, whether that was mixing in film, that helped a ton. I mean, when you shoot something with a red camera and somebody's just sitting there or staring at the camera, doesn't necessarily like look exciting, but for some reason when it's on 16 mil or you use a VHS camera, that seems to elevate it. It just kind of gives it a little bit of flavor and life to it. So I think we've done that. We've used weird filters, you know what I mean? Like weird filters to kind of just add to it. So to me, it's funny because it turned out at first it was the most boring thing, but now I love the challenge and I feel like we've gotten really good at it.
Definitely. That's a good way to look at it. That was Jeff Tang's question. What is the hardest, most complex?
Yeah.
I mean, should we go into Tahiti?
Well, I mean, as Martin touched on, Pipe Dream was incredible.
Yeah, so pipe dream for me, I mean, that and actually the Dinosaur Jr. thing was super hard.
What was hard about Dinosaur Jr.?
So we did Dinosaur Jr. shoot in New York City. It was 5 nights. We'd shoot at the venue until probably like 1 a.m. and I had to go home and mix like whatever their performances were that night. It would probably be like 5 songs or something. We had to like completely edit those 5 songs that night so they go up the next morning. And it was a week straight of that. And I got so sick and just so exhausted from being just up all night editing. And then I was right next to the guitarist amp the whole night, and he's the loudest, like he's known to be the loudest guitar player like in the world, and I'm like literally 2 feet from his amp every single night for a week straight.
Yeah.
It just like rattled
it's
me
just
and
too
I felt
much.
so sick. It was too much work, but that was somehow a really hard shoot for me.
Yeah.
I think I actually, well, should we do this one? Should we just go down the list? Because I think this question should be good for you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So Chris Gerbisa asks, what is your favorite rig to shoot with? Helmet cam, ray rig, gimbal, GoPro, slider, jib, jackal.
Ooh.
What's your favorite rig?
Okay, I'm not saying this just because I'm sponsored by GoPro, but it really is the GoPro. But I'll tell you why. And that's because it's a camera that I can put in places that you can't put a Red camera. It's a camera that is waterproof. I can smash it and the footage looks cool. I can stick that thing right next to a tire, you know what I mean? I can get really weird and unique with it. I mean, as you guys have probably seen on my social media, like I get weird and unique with the GoPro, and I really do enjoy it. So for me, I would say it's the GoPro for sure. What about you?
I mean, as of lately, it has to be the GoPro for me too.
Yeah.
Because the GoPro has gotten me back out in the streets, back out just like at the skate parks, filming fun little edits with my friends.
Easy to use. Like, and dude, forever, okay, the GoPro Max is like skateboarding's best kept secret, and I can't believe that every skate filmer is not using it, because if you use it in hero mode, 1440 by 60p, 4x3, horizon leveling, built-in stabilizer, crazy wide lens, it is like cheating, right?
It's
cheating.
It's super, super fun.
I've told this guy about it for the last year plus, and I was like, I'm telling you, it's the best, it's the best, it's the best. He wasn't listening to me. Finally, I was like, here, take it, go use it. And then he calls me and he's just like, dude.
The thing that I like about it is like, I feel like I can go to a curb and go skate with my friends and make a super fun, interesting edit. You don't have to like have a crazy camera and a super pro fisheye and go do all this stuff. Like you can. Oh
wow! Intermission, guys. Hold on here. Time out. Sorry about that. Little lighting issue. Okay. We're super professional, by the way.
Yes. Best in the biz.
That doesn't happen on shoots when you hire us. Okay.
Well, I feel like I should ask again because this one I think is really good for you.
Okay, go ahead. This is from a good friend of ours.
This is from
Mariah.
Mariah,
Wooden Camera, we love you. You're one of the best people.
At Princess Poro.
See, I always see her name, but I don't know how. Is that Princess Poro? Is that how you say it?
Princess Poro. I think that's Mariah.
I wonder what that means. No, it is Mariah, but what does that mean? Poro? What's Poro mean? Okay, we're gonna have to ask her.
Okay, so Princess Poro asks, "What's your full process for planning a shoot? What does the timeline look like, just for pre-production?"
That was hard for you to get that question out.
I know.
Okay, so
Princess Poro asks, "What's your full process for planning a shoot? What does the timeline look like, just for pre-production?"
Okay, so obviously everything is different. It depends on the client. It depends on who you're working with. For instance, like we do a lot of stuff with DC. We do get a lot of freedom and kind of creative freedom on what we're doing. So it just really depends. I mean, a lot of times we might have a concept that we've kind of been sitting on and kind of just waiting to kind of use. Sometimes, usually a company will come to you and say, hey, we have this product or we have this campaign and we have a specific theme and this is what it means. And while they're telling you this, I'm kind of thinking in my head, okay, what are the things that you could do video-wise that will achieve the goal and the vision that they have? So sometimes that stuff just clicks like that. Sometimes you brainstorm with your team and you really try to figure it out, but usually, we'll try to come with some options, we'll talk about it, get excited about it. But the biggest and most important thing when you go into these shoots is to have an open mind that you don't have to stick to the script, right? So if you have specific shots that you want to get those, but be completely fine and open if you get back to the editing room and all the shots are different. When we did the shoot in New York for the Tribeca commercial, that was a very perfect example. We had shots we wanted to get, but I told these guys, if anything changes, if you get a better shot, if none of these make the cut, that's perfect. We all win.
Yeah. I feel like with something like that, it was like Tribeca, that was like, we went in, this is our guide, and then it's like, you know, if we saw a better opportunity or something popped up, it's like, obviously get it.
Yep.
And, you know, you'll adjust in post.
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah. I think adjust, being like having your mindset that like, hey, this is our plan and this is our goal. And we tend to overshoot everything for that reason, right? Because not only are we shooters, but we're editors. And if you can edit, it makes you a better shooter.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead and go on to the next question. So I'm going to ask.
There's so many good questions.
Yeah, Cameron Kirby. What keeps you motivated and creative day after day shooting for clients?
Shooting for clients. Well,
What keeps you motivated?
The beautiful thing about video work is every job is going to be different. You could be shooting a car commercial one day, the next day you're shooting. I flew to Connecticut to film mushrooms in a laboratory. Like, every single job is different. You never know what it's going to be, you know. And for me, that's what I think is the most exciting and the best part about filmmaking. And I'm just motivated. I just want to be better. I want to learn more. I want to get better at lighting. I want to, like, you know, make more projects I'm stoked on, more projects I'm proud of, like with my friends. And so that's, I think, what motivates me.
I think we're just getting started. You can't think or tell yourself that you know everything, but the thing that keeps me motivated and creative is that we do multiple things. So, you know, there's times where I'm directing, he's DP, he's directing, we're shooting behind the scenes, we're shooting photos. Like, the fact that we do it all and we're open and that we look at ourselves and we go, hey, we're not too big for something, we're not too small for something. I think that that's what really helps us, right? Because a lot of people in, like, I'll just say like in the Hollywood kind of like area will be like, well, I just do this, I'm just a director. And it's like, that's fine. If that's what you want to be and that's what you choose to do, that's great. But I personally, if somebody calls me and they say, hey, we just need you for behind the scenes, I'm like, I love filming. It sounds awesome. You know what I mean? Sure. Like,
and you never, like, the cool thing about having that kind of attitude is you never know what can come from that. Exactly. Like, you might go do a behind the scenes shoot with somebody, and then it's like you meet the director and you guys just get along and vibe, and then it's like, cool, you're shooting a movie with them or something. It's like, you never know. So this is from Alex Lassen.
Ooh, Alex.
What is the one item in your kit you cannot go without? Camera or lenses do not count.
Ooh, one item in my kit I can't go without. And it can't be a camera or a lens.
No camera or lenses. You have to have it in your kit.
Oh, shoot. Do you want to answer that first?
Mine's pretty boring.
What is it? It might spark my answer.
Like, I feel like for me, it would either be like my lens puffer.
See, that came to my mind.
It's like super boring, but it's like
that came to my mind, and only because I've had the same lens puffer for 15 years, and I just lost it the other day. 15 years. Yeah, it's gone.
Dang it.
Maybe it's in a case. I got a lot of Pelicans.
Maybe I'll find it. I'm gonna buy a new one and stash in your case, and you'll think it's the same one.
It had a shoelace on it.
Oh, okay.
It was like you know when you hold somebody else's lens puffer, you know it's not yours when you squeeze it. That's like, I had a relationship with my lens puffer, so we had a good run. If it only lasted 15 years, so.
I would say the puffer, or, you know, the iFixit kit that I have. It's
iFixit kit is pretty key.
It's like I have this little, it's a 64-bit tool. Little kit, and it's so good for just having on set or having a project. You never know when you need to, like, you know, something comes loose and you just need to tighten it up, and it has every option possible. Like, that thing's amazing.
Yeah. One thing I would say for me is the innovative workstation. So innovative workstation is.
But wait. In your kit. Okay, I guess this could be in your kit. I thought it was camera bag or something.
It can't be a camera or lens.
Oh.
So.
Well, then I'd pick something way cooler than a puffer.
Well, you picked a puffer.
You picked a cart.
I'm picking the innovative workstation. Dang. But let me tell you why. Because this is literally one of those things that people go, it's so expensive and I don't know. But once you have this on a job and you use it, you always want to have it.
Absolutely.
So that's why I would say right now, the innovative workstation, Evo Voyager, absolutely love it. So
I messed up. I should have picked the puffer.
That's cool. So people have, you know, different goals in life. Mine's a workstation. This guy's a puffer.
I mean, a cart, you can push all your stuff. A puffer, all you can do is puff.
It's a workstation. Not a cart. It's a workstation. This is from Gilbert, our buddy Gilbert. So he says, how is your wrist, back, and eyesight? I'm 29 and everything is fine with the exception of losing my 20/20 vision at 27. I'm curious how long I'll be able to film lines and all the tricks that require an uncomfortable posture. First off, I have a funny story about this, okay? So there was a good year of my footage, long lens footage, looking very soft, very out of focus, right? And I'm using the GH5 with an eyepiece, and I mean, I was complaining to this guy all the time, like, is there something wrong with my metabones?
And I remember taking apart your metabones, and like we're taking everything about trying to figure out what is going on with Chris's footage and why is
everything look out of focus? And I could not figure it out. And I mean, I'm buying new lenses, I'm replacing metabones, I'm sending the camera in, I cannot figure this out. I'm like, you look at it, and he's like, I can't tell, I think it looks fine. All my footage looks soft, right? This is a really bad year of my skate footage, okay? And anything long lens, just not looking good. And I started to notice that my left eye was, or no, I take that back. I just started to notice I was squinting. I had amazing vision. I did get diagnosed with multiple sclerosis a couple years ago, and it caused my left eye to kind of go blurry, which I found out recently. And that explained the footage getting blurry. So basically, if I put the camera to my left eye, everything is blurry, right? So I'm sorry to all the guys that I filmed.
Yeah,
but our back, our wrists, eyesight, everything. I mean, dude, getting old sucks. You know, it's hard on your body. Period. Filming skating is hard on your body. Try to stay in shape. This guy's in way better shape than I am. He's always using the foam roller, all that stuff.
Foam roller helps me out a lot. My wrists are good. My eyes, I think, are pretty good. I can tell I do a lot of editing. I'm editing like 8 hours a day or something, you know? And it's like I can tell my eyes are getting a little more sensitive. It's like by hour 8, my eyes are like, I just like can't like really see. But that, and then I have had some, I mean, I'm like 6'4", or 6'3"-ish, 6'4". Yeah. I have had some like lower back issues, just being so tall and just being bent over all the time.
Some pinched nerves. You've had pinched nerves. More from like actual skating too.
Yeah, but actually, I pinched my sciatica, and that was like a whole thing that messed me up for like a year. But I'm back, did a lot of stretches, a lot of exercises, and back skating, back film. I mean, yeah, I'm all right. I'm 33. I'm all right.
Keep in shape. Do yoga.
Keep in shape. Yeah, take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. I mean, I probably don't look like I take care of myself. I need to more, get on the Peloton, ride it more. My wife's super good at doing that. I need to get back on it, so.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
You only got one body, so.
All right, next question is if you could go back in time, what would you do differently? It's a great question.
Who asked this question?
This is from Con Creative.
Con Creative.
Yep.
Good question. There's a few things I guess I would do differently. For me, I would have moved out to California earlier. I grew up in Michigan, small town on a farm. And it took me a long time to kind of build up the confidence and like the courage to make the move. And
what age were you when you moved out here?
It's 2012.
2012, okay.
So how old am I now? I'm 33, so.
You're still so young.
I was probably, 21? Probably 21, 22. I moved out.
That's young. But that's when you're supposed to do it.
I know, but I wish I would have like figured out a way to get out here earlier or something like that. That's probably like one of the only things that I'd go back and do differently. That and maybe just be a little more confident going into projects, like working with people. I mean, it's just, I was always like super kind of soft spoken and like.
You still are.
I am, yeah. And I'm trying to
That's
get
a
better
strength,
at it.
though. That's a strength. Sometimes I'm too much of a loudmouth. Warren's a soft one that just smiles, and they're like, "Can you do this?" And he's like, "Absolutely." And everybody's like, "We love Warren." And I'm like, "What about this and this and this and this and this?" And everybody's like, "This dude talks way too much." So,
yeah. But I think mainly, if I could go back in time, I'd just probably get out here a little sooner. Say yes to more things instead of being maybe like a little too nervous and not, doing things. Just be a little bit more open-minded and just like go after it earlier.
Yeah, that's a hard question. I don't even know what I would do differently, to be honest. I'm super thankful for where we're at, and I think the path that you take and the road that gets you there is really the experience, so.
And it's different for everybody.
It's different for everybody.
There's no right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there could be a wrong way, but I don't know. I mean, everybody's path's different.
Everybody's path is different. All right, so Matthew Fabiano? Hope I said that right. He says, what are your dream projects? I'm going to answer this one for you, and you're going to answer mine, okay? I think you're going to know mine, and I'm going to know yours.
Wait, let me think about it. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I got this.
So I think Martin's dream project is to do like a National Geographic, film animals, like really like, you know, like, I don't know, 4,000 millimeter lens. It's just like crazy far away and sniping them off and super slow-mo, 8K, just filming animals out in the wild. I think that's his dream project. Am I correct?
You're correct.
I might have got the lens wrong, but.
I mean, I'll take a 4,000 millimeter
Okay.
lens. No, probably if I could do anything, like a dream project for me would be like, go on some crazy like safari and bring Chris Gerbisa, Chris Ray, like my stepbro, like all my friends, and it's like we're just filming tigers for a month or something. Like that would probably be like my dream job. And the reason, so I don't know why, but the Planet Earth series motivates me and gets me so like juiced to go film.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's like you'll see the craziest shots and you're like, how the heck did these people get these shots of these eagles fighting and like doing all this crazy stuff? Like, and then you find out it's like they're sitting in a bunker for like a month straight waiting for these things to come. And I don't know, for some reason that I just get blown away by like nature and like the true beauty that happens, like, you know, just, I don't know.
That's good.
I know what yours is.
What's mine?
Well, Chris Ray's dream project would be shooting the Super Bowl, and it would be, the Seahawks would be in it, and Chris would be gimbal on the field running around filming. It'd be something with NFL.
Yeah, but probably like my favorite player, but we're having a little issue with my favorite player right now.
Oh, yeah.
He got traded yesterday, so Russell Wilson, I'm a big Seahawks fan, big Russell Wilson fan. Feels like a breakup. It's not good. So.
But like your dream project would be something with NFL. Like if you were like.
Yeah, I've got to shoot for NFL films before. I mean, shooting, gimbal, Super Bowl. I mean, that would be unbelievable, you know. So that's probably it. I love shooting sports, fitness, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think you're right. We know each other well.
Yeah.
We passed the test. I think that's a good one.
Solo Zien asks, what does making it in life mean to you? Do you guys think that you have achieved it? Well, that's a very, I don't think I made it.
No, we're just, I think we're just getting started in life. And
just figuring it out. And I mean, how do you make it? I don't know.
I mean, making it, I mean, in my opinion, making it and achieving it is two different things. I mean, it's different scales, right? So like you could say, yes, we've made it and we've achieved it in the sense of every day we get to wake up and we are holding a camera or editing, we're doing something video right. So we don't have to do, you know, side jobs working anywhere else or a different profession. Like we are doing what we want to do. I think we constantly want to grow and get better and bigger. So therefore we constantly think, no, we haven't made it. And that's the kind of mindset you have to have in order to keep growing. But I do wake up every day and I'm happy with what I do, happy with who I work with, definitely happy with everything I've done to where if it did end tomorrow, I'm so thankful. Like, dude, the amount of stuff that I've got to capture, film, be a part of, see go down, like.
Travel the world.
Travel the world, man. We've been everywhere.
I mean, yeah. Having a camera, traveling with your friends, it's like, what's better than that, you know? But it's like, I don't think, I got like, I feel like there's more. I got like my sights set high.
It's hard though, because you want to also remind yourself like what you've done and what you've achieved, because sometimes we're in the mix of it so much that we don't remember, we don't remind ourselves like how lucky we are. So I think you do have to sometimes take a step back and go like, we have made it, we have achieved it, in the sense of, look at what we've got to do, right? Motorcycle on the wave. How many people have got to do that? So it's pretty wild. Great question, pretty deep. Let's go to the next one, the Trail Chasers. How does your current life compare to the vision you had as a young kid when you realized this is what you wanted to do? And would you have done anything differently? So for me personally, I grew up not knowing that you could do whatever you want in life, right? Like I didn't even know that this was a profession. Had I known that, it might have actually made it even harder because I think I would have tried maybe too hard. For me, I was very lucky that I did the right things and they fell into place, and this happened to really be a true profession that people can do. Like, I'm talking about filming skateboarding. I didn't know you can get paid to film skateboarding because I just thought it was so much fun, you just did it with your friends. So that's a tough one, but when I did realize and find out like that you could do this, that was almost the scariest thing, because then like when somebody gives it to you and they're like, hey, here you go, here's your dream, then you're scared of losing it. Because there's nothing scarier in life when people say, here's the opportunity you've been chasing and you want, go ahead.
It's right in front of you, yeah.
It's right in front of you. That is the scariest moment I've ever had.
I mean, my vision growing up, like, I wanted to be a pro skateboarder.
Yeah.
Like, I just grew up skateboarding, and that was like the only thing I wanted to
Have you guys seen Martin skateboard? Okay. He is a pro skateboarder that isn't a pro skateboarder. He is so good. But he's good at everything he does. But skateboarding, he's really, really good at. I'm glad you're not a pro skateboarder because I want you to work with me on filming. But
that's what's interesting about. Shall I wait for that car?
Nah.
Screw that car.
This is real life, man. We're just
we
letting
got car.
it go.
We're in a parking garage. We got cars leaving.
Yeah.
It's all right. But that's like what. So yeah, growing up, it's like I wanted to be a pro skateboarder. I moved to California to skateboard. I was like Flo for Powell, Bones, America. Like I came out to skate, you know.
Omit. He was getting Omit stuff, and then now he's out here filming Chris Cole, who owned Omit. Like, that's crazy.
Pretty crazy. But the reason, like, when I moved out here, I started, doing more film work, and I was doing a lot of editing. But then I kind of figured out, I was like, I mean, it's a great way. For me, it just worked out where I can be in skateboarding, I can be around skateboarding, but I don't have to jump down crazy stairs anymore. And like, I can skate as much as I want for fun. I can still progress how I want to progress. I just don't. It's not going to stress me out and become a job. Like,
yeah.
I can just, I can skate. I got a good balance right now of like work, skating, like everything I want to do. So
I wanted to be a pro skateboarder growing up. I just wasn't good enough. Wasn't there. So
this guy ollied a triple set.
I'll eat a triple set, but that's not even good enough to be sponsored. So Gripped Creative.
Gripped Creative.
Do you have any crazy stories to share about breaking or nearly breaking a camera? Is it worth the risk to get the shot?
I know you.
I love putting my camera in places that like are risky, and that's why I think I'm a GoPro fan. But
what comes to mind is like, being on a gimbal, pushing into a berm and having a dirt bike go around and kind of spray up some dirt or something. Or like there's a golf shot you have where a lady hits the ball and it's like you're kind of pushing it on the gimbal and like the dust or the sand just kind of flies over the.
That's my style. I love disruption. I love the like you see golf.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch golf, but I just assumed that that's what they don't do. And so when I go into a golf shoot, I'm thinking to myself, what can I get that is weird and out of ordinary that's going to stand out? And that's still one of my favorite shots I've ever gotten. And I remember asking the girl, can you hit the golf ball? And I want sand to just spray the lens. And she was just like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, just don't hit me with the golf ball, but I want the sand to hit me. So that is one of them.
Well, I think also to add to that, it's like, I think it's okay in creative sometimes to put a lens in places it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the way you're gonna get a shot that doesn't exist, or like other people haven't gotten before. But you just have to kind of maybe level the, like, is this gonna just completely destroy my lens versus like, oh, it might get a little wet or like a little bit of dirt on it.
That's why I'm using
like,
the GoPro.
Yeah.
That's the big reason why. So.
And a lot of times if we ever do any of those shots, it's normally with like a Canon L series lens or something that's completely weather sealed and like dirt, like dust can't get inside of it and things like that. It's like I probably wouldn't do that with like a super like a $30,000 prime lens or like something insane. Like I would probably be a little safer, but
totally.
Canon L series, dirt, rain. I'm just kidding. This next question is from Xander Robertson. The world of skateboard filmmaking appears to be dominated by camcorders such as the Sony VX1000 and Panasonic HVX200. How do you compete with the smoothness of optical zoom when using a DSLR or RED? Can you achieve the same result with a follow focus? Any tips or tricks would be greatly appreciated. Thanks.
Okay, so that could be many different factors. Obviously what he's referring to is that you have servo zooms on VXs and HVXs, and then we moved over to REDs, DSLRs, and so on, and you're using a actual zoom, usually like a photo lens because they're cheaper, and just different cine lenses. Obviously the more expensive the lens is, the better it probably is a zoom. I personally sat there in my living room and practiced zooming from a picture frame to a TV to a picture frame, and just shot a lot of warm-up tricks before the actual trick goes down, so I can just get more comfortable. You know, I've definitely noticed that if I get stuck editing for like a month and then all of a sudden I go back out and film skating, I feel a little rusty on my zoom, and then I kind of get back into it. But it's just practice, really. It's just practice, being confident, doing what you can, you know.
For skating, we both use the Canon, just the regular f4 24-105 Canon lens.
Yep.
It's small. It's got built-in stabilization. I mean, it does take some time to get used to, like zooming, you know, handheld versus, you know, VX1000 servo, but it can be done. And I mean, Chris just bought the Canon. He finally bought his dream lens, the Canon CNE 30-300. And that is like a parfocal.
No, that didn't show up. I got ripped off on eBay.
Oh, 30-300.
Yeah, I bought the 30-300 on eBay, but some guy tried to rip me off, and it didn't show up, and I got my money back, so we're all good. Yeah. We're all good.
So the dream lens that he did buy is the Canon CNE 30-105.
Love it.
Which is a great little compact zoom, perfect for skating, perfect for action sports. So no, Chris has been using that, but for skate trips, like most skate trips, you've got to be running around working out of a backpack, super small setup, so you can't take a big lens. So the Canon 24-105 is what we've been using, but I think we're both kind of trying to make the switch to Sony and maybe getting like the Sony FX6. They've got like a great little servo option, so that would probably be. I think that's going to be.
I mean, basically what he's saying is it is a challenge, and it's a challenge that we're constantly trying to deal with. But obviously, we like to still have that cinematic look and the use of the lenses, which it just makes your work look different. So we just try to deal with it. Really.
Yeah, it took a lot of time. Yeah,
it's hard.
It's not easy. It takes time. There are different solutions and different ways to do it. There's no right or wrong way. Yeah, try it out. I mean, that's the only way to do it is just to get a lens like that, get a manual zoom, and just.
And try different brands, you know, like we're on the Canon, but you might like the Sony version, you might like the Panasonic version. So definitely rent something, borrow something, reach out to somebody else that has that package and kind of see if it helps. A good tripod helps. You know what I mean? I've noticed that if you have a really bad tripod, it definitely makes it a lot more stiff and difficult. That helps. So, ooh. It's from our friend Patrick.
Patrick Harney again.
Patrick Harney.
The man.
He's the man. Patrick, you're the man. How do you decide what glass you're going to use on a project? Perfect question for the guy that owns a lot of glass.
For me, it's all about going into the project. I need to kind of know what the final result is and what the goal is. Lens does play like a huge part, but also another huge part is lighting and what we're actually shooting, you know. But going into a project, if it's, let's just say, if it's something like maybe we're just doing a sit-down interview, or maybe it's, you know, a corporate video or something, my go-to would probably just be like the Sigma Cine zooms, because they're two perfect matching zooms that are good for almost anything. They're sharp, they're great for, you know, sit-down interview, they're great for, you know, like I said, corporate stuff. But if you're like, hey, I'm doing this documentary, or I'm gonna do some cool artsy like lifestyle shoot or something, I'd probably use some older, funkier lenses.
Leica Rs.
I have a set of Leica Rs that are really, really fun. I like finding kind of weird old lenses that are going to create a different look that you're not kind of used to seeing. I have a set of iron glass rehoused lenses from Ukraine.
Shout out to them, by the way, who are still building lenses and defending their country.
The guys who are building these lenses that I bought, they literally built and rehoused these lenses. They're in a war right now. Like, they're on the front lines fighting in that war, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah. But so if you can support iron glass lenses, they're amazing. But if I was doing, you know, like a like a lifestyle shoot or something where you can get artsy, I'll use some old funky lenses and just get weird.
Depends on the project, right?
It depends on, it totally depends on what the goal is of the project. And
all lenses have a different look, and I think that when you know, like when you see a mood board or a vibe. Or an example, you kind of know, and you're like, okay, this is how much time we have. This is how if we're running gun or sit down in the studio or outside. All of those factors kind of play into that.
Another thing too is like, say you do get a mood board, or you have, you know, some sort of storyboard or something. Something I'll do is I'll go and just kind of search Vimeo videos and just kind of get inspiration, and then I'll look into what lenses they used, and it's like, oh, maybe this one they the shot all wide open the whole time, or they're doing a lot of close-ups with wider lenses, or like I'll get kind of some inspiration like that. So this is from our close friend Gage B. Hunt.
Gage B. Hunt. You are the man also.
How do you challenge yourself creatively when you're very busy with work? And we are very busy with work all the time.
I don't know how we do it, but I think that the key for us has been when a project comes to us or an opportunity, we just do it right then. Also, the key thing has been surrounding yourself with a team of people that are also excited and creative like yourself. So like Martin, working with Martin is obviously amazing because we're always on the same page. We get excited about it, we want to do it, we know what each other's strengths are, we just jump right into it and we handle it, right? And I think that we have a lot of friends like that. Chris Gerbisa, Gage, yourself, you're just like that. Our buddy Dylan, there's a lot of people. Mike Leary, This list can go on for a while, but that's our crew. It's funny that if we sit down and have dinner at our house or we have a party, it's usually a bunch of filmmakers in one room. And I remember at one point my son growing up, he thought everybody was just a filmmaker because that was all of my friends coming over. So he just thought that was what people did. Everybody's a filmmaker. So yeah, we just surround ourselves with good people, and that's how we just stay creative and challenge ourselves. And
one thing that Chris and I like to do is just get out and get creative and go just do side shoots for fun, just to learn and just to try new things. If I'm fried after a day of editing, or I've just been on a roll of shoot after shoot after shoot, sometimes I will go for a bike ride or go for a hike or something, bring a backpack, bring just a camera body and like one lens, and use a lens that maybe it's a lens that I own that I never use, like the Leica 24 millimeter, for example. I hardly ever use that lens in the set, but it's super small and easy build. So sometimes I'll just go out with a super small, weird setup and go for a bike ride and just try to find new things, just find cool angles, shoot nature. Like nature really helps me.
I always say my therapy is product photography. I love to go out by myself, put my AirPods in, listen to music, and just shoot camera products and gear for companies. I don't know why, but I've just really enjoyed it, loved it. And I think it's because it's like my journey throughout the city and finding cool walls. There's nothing set. I can just go and do whatever I want. It's creative freedom, and I really like that. I don't know why, but that's like my peaceful weekend moment that I like to do.
I was talking to, shout out Max Ritter. I was talking to Max Ritter earlier, and he approached me with, it was like an assistant editing job. And I was like, dude, that's like almost relaxing for me. Like just to sit there and like you just have all your only job is just organize this project, maybe sync up some footage and like label some things. I'm like, that's so nice.
Yeah. Max, don't be trying to steal my boys, okay? We're boys, but don't be trying to steal my dudes. What are you doing?
We're collabing.
So Chris Cleary, who's the homie also, great photographer, shout out Chris. Is there still a place for the, if you need that, I got you, kind of creative at the level you're all at, or is it time better spent focusing on one element and becoming the go-to for that specific craft to catch your eye of clients? So that's a very, very good question, and really what it comes down to, and I've been asking myself this a lot, because sometimes I'm like, is this affecting us because Motion Clubhouse does so many things, or should we really focus in on the one thing that we want to? But I don't think we necessarily have one thing that we love. I think that we're good at a lot of things, and I think that we both want to do a lot of things. I think there's things that we definitely don't want to do, right? And I don't think we have to do that. But what do you think? That's a tough one, right?
Chris flew to Montana to be a photographer for a weekend on a Ford shoot and shoot Ford trucks. And he said, yes, I can do that. And he went and did it. So it's like, that's one of those things where, and then he was terrified, but it's one of those things like, where he's not a photographer, but you never know what can come out of it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you just have the confidence and like you're open to it and you're easy to work with. The biggest thing I've noticed is like, if you're just genuinely a good person and you're easy to work with, like people are gonna wanna work with you and they're gonna wanna be around you. So just like, be cool, say yes to stuff, be open-minded, like.
Yeah, if you're the best in the world and you're a nightmare to work with, nobody wants you. Nobody wants you.
But I think that kind of answers that question. It's like,
I think it does. I think
for us,
it's your personal goal, right? So like if you, let's just say you were like, I want to do National Geographic and nothing else, then you should be doing everything you can to get into that, right? I think there's a certain thing that I'd like to get into, where that's like the sports and fitness. I mean, it's the same thing, like skateboarding at one point was the only thing I wanted to do, and that's what I stuck to. Same thing, if I could do sports and fitness stuff and that kind of like theme, I think that that's what I'd want to do. But right now, I'm not there yet. I kind of want to do everything and just get experience and take that all into what I end up doing. So, great question, Chris. Shout out, you're the man. This is our last question.
Ooh.
This is probably the toughest question. Con Creative again, he said, how do you guys get started to become what you're now?
So like, yeah, how did we get to where we are now? Kind of question?
Yeah.
Whew, that's a
How
big
did we get
question.
started to become what we are now?
Have you listened to this guy's 9 Club? Because it's like 3 hours long, and that's basically how he got to where he's at. But
No, but that didn't include you. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
here without my friends personally. I think that having a team and a crew and surrounding yourself by people that are better than you, that is the key, right? Like everybody around me makes me better, right? And I feel like I might kind of lead our pack sometimes, but to be honest with you, like everybody that's around me that sits at my dinner table, that's my friends at the party, they're all way better than me. They all inspire me. They make me better. So that's kind of how I ended up where I'm at, is just being surrounded by good people and keeping those people around, you know,
you gotta take a chance. I grew up on a small farm in Michigan, and like there's like no film industry around me. There's no skateboarding around me. Like there's just farms. I just kind of went for it and made the move, and things worked out and met the right people. And
we met, but as soon as I met this dude and I worked with him for 24 hours, I think I offered you a job
yeah,
within 2 days. I was just like,
well, the funny thing is like at that time, I was filming I was working for like an ad agency in Dana Point, and I was filming like NASCAR, and truck commercials, and like all this stuff. It was like cool because I'm working with a camera and I'm getting paid.
you
Sorry,
wanted to
but
work in skateboarding.
I wanted to work.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my passion, was skateboarding. But
Did you ever think that was possible?
not like filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think it was possible. Like, I mean, I don't even know. That was crazy. I don't even think I even thought about that back then. You know,
It all happened like that.
I didn't even know that there was like, I didn't even know there was even jobs that could compete with like what I was making with what I was doing. But I was on like a shoot I remember this. I was on a shoot in Louisiana, shooting some NASCAR thing with, what was it? It's the dude from Duck Dynasty.
I remember that. Yeah. With the big beard.
The big beard, Duck
Yeah,
Dynasty
I remember
dude.
that.
I was shooting like something with that guy in Louisiana, and then this guy calls me and he's like, "Hey, would you want to come work for DC?" And I was like, I just remember being like, "Well, why the heck? Like, absolutely! Like, go film skateboarding for a living and make more money, or keep on filming like off-road truck things and like NASCAR and like all the stuff I wasn't into." It's like, of course I'm going to do it.
See, the thing I remember saying, "Do you know how to edit?" And he said, "Yes, I do 30 videos a month for this show." And I was like, "You're perfect. You're gonna fit right into DC because we're doing 30 videos a month too. So come on over."
But another funny thing about that is one of like the whatever requirements of working for DC was everything had to be edited in Premiere. And at the time, I was coming from Final Cut, but I was like, yeah, I know Premiere. I was like, I got this, and like, of course, you just figure it out, just do the research, do the work, and like, you know, make it happen. And it was easy. It worked out. It was good. But
just gotta take a
basically,
chance.
Take a chance. Be open-minded. Be cool and easy to work with, and
Surround yourself with good friends that are inspire you.
stuff will work out.
Yeah. So that's all the questions. We actually answered all of them. We're gonna do this hopefully once a month. Hopefully we get more questions, and thank you to everybody that even submitted questions, took the time, that has subscribed. The channel's still new. We're gonna keep it building, keep it going. We got a lot of fun stuff in the works.
Thanks for following Motion Clubhouse on Instagram. Thanks for following on YouTube. If you ever have questions about anything, leave a comment. Instagram, YouTube, we'll answer them. We'll get back to you guys.
That's it. We're out of here. Hey, Gerbisa behind the camera too.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Shout out Gerbisa.
Thank you. Don't know how long this thing was, but that's it. We're out of here.
We out?
We're out.
All right.
Cut to logo. Cool. Good job, guys.